New faces. I'm Jeff Stein with today's Iowa Politics Report. There are parking spaces reserved for various state officials in the lots outside the state capitol, and security often checks to make sure someone is not improperly parking in one of those spaces. Those folks are no doubt going to be doing a double take for a while because there are different cars parking in the Attorney General's and Treasurer's spaces these days. It's the first change in either in some decades. Democrat Michael Fitzgerald served as Iowa State Treasurer for 40 years, first taking the oath in 1983 when he was only 31 years of age. That tenure made the Marshall County native the longest-serving state treasurer currently in the U.S. Similar tale for Democrat Tom Miller, who served a total of 40 years as Iowa's Attorney General. You may not remember that he lost his first run against Republican incumbent Richard Turner in 1974, but then beat Turner in 1978. He then served 12 years in the role, fell short in a primary run for governor, and returned to office 4 years later for another 28 years. That total makes him the longest-serving state attorney general in U.S. history. Of course, as you know, both lost bids for re-election last November, and both now begin the new year out of office. Fitzgerald is 71 years of age, Miller 78. We in Iowa tend to pick elected officials and stick with them for long tenures. Terry Branstad is the longest-serving governor in U.S. history thanks to his 2 stints in office. Names like Robert Ray, Neil Smith, H.R. Gross, Charles Grassley, and Tom Harkin come to mind as well. Politics aside, it's clearly the end of an era in the lives of each office. The treasurer became heavily involved in returning unclaimed funds through the Great Iowa Treasure Hunt, as well as 529 funds for college savings. The Attorney General focused early on the topic of consumer protection, continuing to settle lawsuits on that topic until the very end. A salute then to 2 long-serving public officials. I have interviewed both and been treated well by both. Again, partisanship aside, all Iowans owe each a word of thanks. And that's the Iowa Politics Report for Tuesday, January 3 on Twitter, Instagram, Getter, Parler, and Truth Social at Iowa Politics. I'm Jeff Stein on News Talk 1540 KXEL.